struggle was real defending versus Team Secret towards that B main. This time, they're starting on the attack, though, to start things off in this first half. And I got some more bad news for you, Doug.
Hit me with it.
Last time, they were only able to get 4 rounds total in the entirety of the attack side. So for sure, for Gambit, we got to see a little bit something different. This time, they have the same composition. So certainly, they've got confidence, at least in their game plan.
We'll see if the game plan pays off, if they find success with it, what lacked. Again, in their map up against Secret just a couple days ago, this seems very fast and very aggressive and a very good start out from Gambit as Defo's already gotten the pistol. Shadows drops though, man, and Defo does as well.
This is huge though. Chronicle, he's just kind of made his posture, right? He's made his stand. He's stopped the flank from coming in, so he can feel pretty confident that he can hold other angles. It's all down to Nats. He's got to survive. 3 versus 4 post plant, completely doable. But Nat's got to be good for 2 here.
Chronicle does
the tag!
So Chronicle has 2 shock darts. Oh, but he's playing so tight. I don't know that he's getting a chance at it. Redgar's able to take care of Cuplikan. There's one. Sadak tanks it. I don't know that it hit him. I don't know that it's going to make a difference. The wall again causes problems as FRZ gets 2 at the end, just to make sure that everything was fine. VKS win the pistol again.
That drone, Doug. That damned drone. Just tagging him right at that last minute. Unfortunately, he's unable to even get away with any in that moment.
Just ruined everything. I felt flashbacks to a series we saw earlier. I want to say it was the Cloud9 Fnatic series where the Sage walls were just so difficult to deal with on defuses, and we saw that in the previous round. Vikings find success. They invest their money wisely as they get a Bulldog in the hands of Saucy as well. Gambit, only real difference is they do have that Marshall in the hands of Defo. Misses the first shot.
Yeah, and Defo has... He's either been past that Marshall and he just invested in half armor, or he really invested quite a bit into this round. Not sure exactly which one it is quite yet. Stage wall will go down. The defender should have a good idea of it, and Saucy does.
Exactly. As soon as that wall goes down, Saucy's there with that Bulldog. Defo takes the high ground as they work their way forward. Very similar to what we saw in the previous round, but Saucy just not giving much up, and then GTN does a bit of the same. There are only 2 that remain on the side of Gambit. The spike is nowhere near any of them.
Nats does collect a Bulldog. Good jump spot, but GTN holding on to the trigger. Both Marshalls. The run and gun, too strong.
Yeah.
Do you get taken out, Vikings? Decent recovery.
It was just too much,
yeah.
Right? Like the positioning was great, and really, let's see. So this will be my last drawback to the previous time we saw them on Icebox. They lost the pistol, they lost the second round, they lost the bonus as well, right? So far, things have a potential to go exactly as they did last time, and that is obviously very concerning for fans of Gambit.
Yeah, very concerning, especially as you say that right off the bat, Shadows gets taken out and Gambit are a man down. Now Redgar, he's 3 away from the orb. Now a lot of stars have to align for him. But perhaps, again, collecting the orbs, maybe finding a frag for himself might be on the cards, because you can see that Nats he's being patient. He's not leaving A. So this tells you that Gambit, they're not planning to fully commit to B at this time.
No, and this feels so much like
he got spotted.
Yep, you saw it. You called it, Potter. They rotate back, but this might be the opening that they need, because off of spotting Nats, they send Vikings send 3 back towards A, and that exactly should open the door for Gambit to make their way in towards B. Now you've got 2 members in Cuplikan and Saucy who are starting to creep their way back. One's this, and the dart too. The dart's everything. Yep, jigs up. Chronicle already falls. They haven't gotten the spike down yet. The wall's gonna fall as Redgar looking to get it. He does. But it's a 5v2. This is brutal.
This is more than brutal. Look at this flank coming in from GTN. Defo finding that kill does mean a lot, but man, this flank for GTN. Well, and Gambit just had no idea.
Yeah, Cuplikan just stuck it. Yeah. And this is, we've been here.
Yeah.
And it is something that I wanted to mention.
Hit, you saw the idea behind it, right? Redgar walled up Chronicle, the Sova on Gambit as he went across the bridge into that kitchen area, but it just seems like Vikings, they're making the reads. They're in the right places at the right times, and they're punishing Gambit when they get close to these sites.
Gambit managed to move around dollars just enough so that they can bring in a little bit here. You hear the Empress comes online, courtesy of FRZ. And I mean, this is so well adapted out of Vikings, even with all of the noise that was drawn towards A. That was not enough, right? You saw GTN fully send back towards B long to make sure that there's nobody coming around. So even with some of this play style that Gambit have been known for, they're starting to be wise to it. FRZ doesn't get a chance to do anything. And Sudakaz was good for one. Oh no, not able to land the shot onto the planter. 3v3 on the site. Remember, GTN was opposite A, so he's now going to have to hightail it back to get there in time for the play. The spike still hasn't been planted. They've cut noise again. Now Nats looking to get the spike down and should. Now a 3v3 for the side ensues. Sonic swings at it just the right time, tries to catch him on the way out. Doesn't land the shots on Nats, but does onto Chronicle. 3v2. Make that a, my goodness, a 1v1. And the last thing you want to do is 1v1 against Arena, but Saucy has no problems with it at all. It shows that the Sova, at least in this instance, was the better of the two. He gets the defuse as well. Vikings at 4.
Wow, what a round coming in for Vikings. And, you know, to put some more context, Gambit, they definitely...
During the early moments of Icebox and Operator in the hands of GTN. And, my goodness, if the man's patient, if things align just the right way, he's going to get a shot at it. And we saw it. It was just a moment. We saw the slow orb, the shock dart, and the Operator holding down that angle. Oh! The dart gives him away, or the drone does.
I like that look, though. Love that patience from Defo. Even though he gets tagged, he waits for that jet to come into him. Unfortunately, he misses. Saucy's going to answer back with a drone of his own. Get some information in mid, and look at Sadhawk. He takes that moment of information and pushes forward. Decent position for him. The sound cues, if there are any, should give Vikings a lot of information here.
Oh, heady
oh no!
Shados dropped the Leer, but he manages to stay alive a bit longer than I think either of us expected, but ultimately falls. A bit delayed, but the outcome as predicted. Gambit, numbers advantage for, what, potentially the first time this map?
Yeah, we'll see if they're able to convert. FRZ is in a peculiar spot here. He'll be able to dismiss away, but he just gets spotted. Yeah. What a dash.
He doesn't get a shot at anything as he drops. You heard the Empress come online at the hands of Shados. Only has one armor. To his name, Sudakaz in a good spot. Sudakaz in a good spot, and Saucy is as well. Saucy gets 2 before falling. The wall goes up. The res comes through as well to bring Shados back online. We'll see if the Empress can cause more problems. More damage. The spike's still in tow. You don't really have time to go anywhere else. You're going to have to get through the defenses. You're going to have to get past GTN. So far, so good. Redgar should have enough time to get the spike down. Sudakaz in that 1v2. Too much to look at once. Gambit, they get the first round.
Right when they need it as well. Nats, no other than Nats, shows up right in the nick of time with that flank. All of a sudden finds put rounds on the board. And it's starting to happen early. Look, I know it's just one.
Right,
but this round on the board. Yep. But that should start to kind of provoke some ideas, right? So start getting the gears rolling. And maybe they'll have some answers.
And so we saw that same utility setup early on there at the opening of the round on Belong that we saw in the previous round. Again, the slow orb onto the shock dart, and then the Operator was in a different angle, but it's there, right? To where if that for some reason wasn't enough, there's overkill on damage to clean up an opening kill there. And Gambit, they've been wise to it, right? Like, we haven't seen them waltz their way out. It's always been off of the drone or something of the such to create some space and provide some safe passage for them to work their way through.
Yeah, and this is kind of a rinse and repeat for Gambit. Last time around, we saw exactly this, except Nats was at A, and while the rest of the 4-pack were at B, Nats made the first move. It looks like it's the same thing, except it's swapped. Nats does find the opening onto GTN, places a little bit of damage, and the Viper Pit's going to go down. The spike is meeting up with them.
Well, and it's interesting because oftentimes we've seen them fake off of this, but this is real. There's no doubt about it. The rest of Gambit have shown up. You've got Sadhawk, who's playing close by. The wall's going to go up from Redgar. He's going to get the spike down as well, get one step closer to having that res. The Hunter's Fury out from Saucy. Did some damage, he got some tags, but it wasn't enough to get the kill. And as you mentioned, Shados drops through all of that action. Post-plant in tow.
Oh, Redgar trying to find a cheeky timing. But he gets just deleted by Sudakaz. Spike is ticking away. Viper's Pit is still in play. And I think we're waiting for some Sova util, perhaps?
Well, and it's another counter. It's another counter Viper's Pit. They still have numbers. At least they had him, but Nats able to respond with 2. Vikings clean things up, though, and they get the defuse. It was a good setup out from Gambit. It was a slightly different flavor of what we've seen, and Vikings handle it as well.
They do handle it. My goodness. I'm not even sure how that...
That's what Vikings is on the precipice of doing in this group stage. Well, maybe not everything. They're still the lower match, but certainly not where anyone expected Gambit to be in this group. While Vikings, while they can taste it, while they can see it, it's close, it's within reach. They have to finish things, and an early 4-round lead is exactly what they want. But Gambit again have tested the waters. They're leaving Nats close by 410, I believe, was just spotted by the drone out from Saucy. So now Gambit have to choose how do you reset this round? How do you want to approach it?
Yeah, Sudikas is going to have to be real careful right now. He's all alone, and I know Gambit's purchases is not as good. Well, they're not going to go towards B main, so he's all good. It looks like this is going to be a B split with the Sage Wall. Oh, it's an A split.
Silence.
Oh, good night.
Nope. They wanted it to be an A split, but man, they've just been so on point, Potter, right? Like they've been almost clinical since Bind. A prime gaming flawless coming out from Vikings, a 5-round lead. Gambit, we find them
like a lot of the focus in the beginning of the round has been towards mid, and they're going again.
Sadhak.
Oh, the spin!
They know. The shock dart's there too. He has to drop down.
Wow.
And it's a gift delivered to Sadhak with Christmas right around the corner. He drops him out without Nats taking care of him as well. 4v4 for the rest of the round.
Sadhak, beautiful response, or rather, Redgar with the trade. Even doing some splash damage there. GTN, what a flank from Gambit Chronicle here. GTN, he's under so much pressure. He's getting flanked.
And he manages to get Redgar anyway. He still has to deal with Chronicle. That shock dart, that pesky little shock dart, stopping his antics for now. Okay, and Gambit have snatched this thing right back.
That's the spike.
Down,
yep, and Saucy, he's been a freak in instances like this before. He's come up big for the team. He's going to get a chance isolated as well if he looks at the right spot. No, nothing. Chronicle gets the 3rd. Gambit gets to 2, and we talked about it, Potter, right? Like 7-5. 7-5's okay. We take 7-5. They get one step closer.
Good response and a nice lurk opening here for Redgar.
Once again, we're seeing mid taken. Defo likes to get up top, likes to take up space. This almost feels like we've seen this round before. That was
Deja vu.
Deja vu. Yeah, we just saw that happen.
Look at this wall up. Saucy right on the other side of things. Redgar and Nats, they do have a pretty good idea that this is a possibility.
Surely they heard it. Right? Surely they heard it. No. Sassy goes up top, but are they going to be expecting him to pinch around? Yes, Nats is. Gambit seems to have awakened at least for now, but Sadhak and FRZ keeping things at bay. Chronicle looking to get the spike down. Should succeed. Shados aggressively pushing the matter, taking some of that space back as Sadhak drops a 3v2 in favor of Gambit. Spike ticking away.
And very, very strong post-plant setup here for Gambit. Shados is definitely going to be looking to get that first contact, and the rest of the members will respond. It's going to be up to GTN. There's no flashes. There are 2 smokes for GTN as he picks up a rifle. If he's able to find a first, maybe he can force it to half.
They have their Hunter's Fury in the hands of Chronicle too, and there it is, right? Comes on out. They have to take that fight to his lap. FRZ was able to get 1, but that was all he was good for. Shados gets 3, cleans up the round, has an Empress as well, and I think the other thing we...
Defo and Redgar right now, because these 2 were so aggressive in mid. Again, you said it right, Doug, that Deja Vu Defo top tube, and again he's up there. It just seems like this is rinse and repeat. Sure, it's working, but...
Well, and that's the thing. It seems like for Gambit, it's fine if you see Defo up there. We don't really care because we're going to win out that duel. We're going to drop more people there to ensure that it's not just the 1v1, that they have the numbers advantage and that they're able to trade off, and that's exactly what they do.
Yeah, so much damage taken for Gambit. They are able to top off Nats at least. There are two members backside. Saucy, he's good for it. Hunter's Fury is online.
And the res as well, if there's a chance at something. Maybe Sada can bring the fallen comrade back. GTN no longer around as the spike goes down. You see the dart is giving Redgar away. Hunter's Fury, a little dance around. Nope. Really no need.
Oh,
Saucy cleans him up. What on earth was that? Fish in a barrel. Saucy gets the last. Chronicle's gonna have to go absolutely ballistic, and he's not gonna get the chance. The ace for Saucy, the 7th round for Brazil.
Saucy with the blind Hunter's Fury.
Form, the shifting of the tides back their way. Gambit had put together a couple of rounds. It seemed like they had finally figured themselves out and were in a position to make that a good one. And that type of play can be backbreaking.
We'll see what the response is here for Gambit. There's only a Spectre on both the duelists back here. Definitely not what you want to see. Saucy, that's some decent information, and right now the jig is up. You know, we talked about 3 rounds in a row. Gambit have been in mid. Right now there's not a single body. Viper's Pit does go down. This should be a lot of information for Vikings.
Well, and Sudakas is not going to have his, but in not having his to counter, he decides the second best way to take care of that is to just take care of Nats and drop the ultimate out from Gambit. With that, the numbers advantage in favor of Viking. You hear the Empress come through. Gambit testing the waters towards A, and you've got a setup here. You've got FRZ in a good spot to make a play.
Spy should go down. And yeah, this dart combo, it's got to mean a lot. It's got to mean everything for these Gambit guys. If they're even going to bother retaking, which at this point they kind of have to.
Orbs coming through, Shadows creeping around the ice wall. Drops. Saucy, see if you can find some more success. It's actually GTN, and GTN with the op. Sudakas clean things up, and the ult is, or the res is going to come through as well to get Sudakas one step closer to having his Viper's Pit online. We talked about how that has kind of gone off a bit. Now Nats is not going to be able to counter. Prime Gaming Flawless out for Vikings to get them to 8. Potentially a 9-3 half.
Last round in
That's
the
scary scenes, scary. Now that I actually haven't even seen Vikings ever do before.
GTN has that op, only Spectres for Gambit, and that's not the start you wanted, and it goes from bad to worse as Defo and Redgar are both sitting on the sidelines for the rest of the round. Sadak looking to add some more insult to injury. The drone's going to give away the 2 members, drop off, a shock dart there, potentially the op to boot. No, it's Sadak. GTN's Blade Storm. And the op, oh, they have no idea. Oh, they know now. Chronicle, I mean, surely not, right? Yeah. What a half out from Vikings. Gambit never really had a chance at all. At least it didn't seem that way. It seemed like they never got their footing. A lackluster half for Gambit. On the defensive half, we'll see what they can figure out, because this, I mean, we're on the precipice of a major upset, as Bala said.
We certainly are. Now, the last time we watched both these teams playing Icebox, Vikings had a very fast A hit where Sage just kind of swatted across the rope, planted quickly into Nest, and this is a fast flank. This is a 4-man flank.
Sudakas, swing around that corner. You're about to see a lot, brother. Sadhak gets the spike down. There they go. Sudakas 1, trying to duck, dive, and dodge around the bullets. Not able to do so. Takes one with him, though. One for his troubles. Nats takes care of Saucy as well, so the thing's not looking too terrible for Gambit, but they knew where Nats was. They had to stick it to him, and they did. Shados on the tap, full control from Gambit back onto the site. That wall goes up. Shados gets it to half. FRZ not able to do much more. GTN
Don't insult me.
has to do something. GTN, you have to do something here. You can't just wait it out. You can't just wait it out. Woo! Gambit get the defuse.
Jeez Louise. What a round. A 4-man flank to start off the round. I mean, they didn't even defend A.
I mean, this happens all the time.
Yeah,
right?
it was just like, you know what? Never mind. Let's just not play A side at all. Let's just get the retake going before it even starts. And they're already in the site by the time the spike is planting.
Potter, they're buying on the side of Vikings. They're buying up. They're
I
doing
like
a little
it.
something here. Yeah, I like this a lot. Play with some swagger, baby.
Yeah, I do feel like in this series we've been getting these forces in these second rounds almost consistently. And I believe on Split it was that they were able to convert. GTN, he's going aggressive. He's not stopping, Doug.
Oh, there's no other way to do it. This thing only seems to have one speed, and that speed is go. The wall goes up. Sadak gets the spike down. GTN still playing around. He does get tagged up. Ooh, and that's a costly death early on.
Beautiful pickup for Shadows. And oh man, all three members of Vikings are kind of congregated. They're all stuck under the heaven here.
Do they check? Do they check? He checks, but nothing. Shadows drops. Redguard does as well.
Holy.
Oh, GTN. Nats, they have to fight back there. They have to fight down. And now Nats comes up so big to get two, but the job's not done. Sudakas, you've got to swing out here. Don't let him do it to you again. The swing out. Sudakas challenges, lands the shots, gets Viking to 10.
All three members, Doug. All three members just kind of holding hands.
And how the second round went off of Vikings' investment. Gambit are back down to pistols. It is 4 sheriffs, 4 of the 5. And Nats has armor to work with as well, light armor, but armor nonetheless. So Gambit are certainly not out of this one.
Look at
They
that.
stand a fighting chance. They're going. Oh, baby, they're going.
Sudakas, he's either going to have a real good time farming right now or he's going to get one sheriff right here. Well, there you go. Good night.
Maybe Saucy can have some more success. 1, 2. Get third. Gets a third.
Oh,
No.
the running gun.
Yeah, Shadow said upgraded. He's able to get that. And you've got Chronicle trying to cut off rotations. GTN knows that he's there. The spam's through. The shots are clean. They drop him. Still got to get the defuse. FRZ.
Beautiful.
Dancing around. The last one's
Beautiful.
there. Shadow drops. Vikings get to 11. Potter, you can feel it beginning to build. You can feel the energy in the arena starting to...
Player taking aggro. Each player taking off a shot. Again, they have each other's back each step of the way, and it's beautiful to see from Vikings.
The wall goes up. Defo and Shadows. You talk about having each other's backs. The 2-star duelists on the side of Gambit get an excellent start to this round as they find themselves at a numbers advantage. It is going to be rifles the rest of the way for both of these teams, but Gambit, they have the upper hand for now.
And Sudakas, he's going to try to find some sort of timing here in mid. I think he's got to wait just a little bit longer. Maybe his teammates towards this B main can get contact for him, but depending on how these frags go down at B main, that's going to be the opening for Sudakas potentially to make this kitchen flank work.
Oh, oof, not able to land those shots, but man, that was close.
Oh, this wall. KZ?
Redguard's waiting. I think he's waiting for it. Yeah, as soon as the wall goes down, both of them swinging on that at just the right time. Vikings just down to 2 members left in the round. You've got Sadak with that res. You also have Saucy with some utility. I mean, there's a possibility to delay here long enough to potentially make something happen, but Saucy has to stay alive, right? Like, well, that was the win condition probably in the round unless Sadak goes insane, and he's not. Chronicle gets the defuse. Gambit gets a 5. One step closer to that Hunter Fury.
One step closer, that's gonna mean a lot. That should help out, obviously, the defenses, and especially towards A, you know, all dual combo, right? It just helps be able to actually fight for A site with those get out of jail free cards, with the dismiss and with the dash. So we'll see what kind of forward kills Shadows can get, but GTN, he finds one in mid.
Viper's pit coming through. Defo finds one as well to trade that back. So even though things didn't look exceptionally great early on, they seem to have equalized, they seem to have stabilized for now, but the Empress coming through for FRZ. The drone to clear the way. Safe passage onto the site. Only problem is you've still got Defo. Defo's back there, and he's never an easy kill.
Sadak should get the spike down here and swat back across to safety. Hang out on top of 410 here. But yeah, this is where Vikings are going to shine. I mean, this sort of post-plant with all the layers that they have in the shock darts and in the stage slows.
There's a lot of ultimates here. You just heard the second Empress come online. GTN still playing around with that Blade Storm
Oh,
spike
no.
ticking away, but they're moving in a bunch. They're moving in a bunch, and that might be their entry in. FRZ is able to get one and drop back. Nats holds as well,
Holy.
but FRZ is not going down without a fight. A 1v1. Defo's so weak. He's got that Blade Storm to tap. A little shoulder given off from FRZ as Defo goes back up. Oh, the shots are there. Spike ticking away. He's gonna get away with it. He's gonna get away with it. My goodness, it was just enough time that was bought. You heard the pop-off come through as well as Vikings get to 12.
What a round from FRZ superstar. Take advantage of your amazing aim.
Gambit backs against the ropes. Defo's Blade Storm seems to be the opener. He got
Down
two.
A.
But that's the thing, man. Vikings traded back through that. What looked so promising still ends up being an advantage for Vikings, but Chronicle looking to rip this thing right back into his hands. Saucy's got to go big. He's not this time around. Chronicle gets to the third, or Chronicle gets the third. His Gambit gets to 6.
Oh, things got a little too hyphy there, Doug. Here for Gambit.
Well, not only that, but that also puts Viking at a pistol buy.
Yeah.
Right? So I feel like every time I say that, things just go the opposite way of what you'd expect. So I won't even speak it into existence. We'll see what Gambit can do here on the defensive side. You've got a nice setup here towards B long, but the attention from Vikings is at A for now.
And Vikings second guess. Well, it looks like we're going to see a lot of teeter-tottering here, seesawing back and forth.
Third guess? Third guess?
Perhaps.
We'll go with third guess. And the thing is, I mean, Vikings, so here's the thing, Potter. Vikings have a big lead, and they have a lot of ultimates to their name. So yeah, it's only pistols, but the ultimate economy cannot be ignored here.
No, definitely not Nats with this positioning. Oh, the dart, the tee up. Chronicle setting up his teammate for success. Saucy has a response. Hey, that's not bad.
30
3
seconds
players remaining. All the defenses of Gambit here. Vikings, they only have 30 seconds left on the clock. Spike is down, but all of a sudden, this is looking funky for Gambit.
Yeah, but they still,
I have the spike.
I mean, they have, okay, so we've upgraded some weapons. He's got the spike and the Hunter's Fury. But this is such a brutal setup, right? Like, you've got exactly
One
Defo
enemy
and
remaining.
Shadows who are able to hold this
Spike down
tight angle.
A.
One bullet.
And now FRZ has, yeah, 1 bullet, 5 HP, really nothing to his name at all, as Gambit are able to fend things off at least for now and get to 7. But the thing is, there are...
Doug, those ultimates, they are coming in. Chronicle's got that Hunter's Fury. They've loved to go A, but it looks like they're going to default towards B while leaving Redguard back towards A.
I don't know that they're going to find a ton of room to work with here either, right? Like, between the drone, they got tagged up. The Lear was there as well. All right, so now they've been able to push off members of Gambit from that initial angle. But I do like this from Gambit, or from Vikings. Potter. Silence, wait it out, have Gambit second guess what the plan is.
Yeah, oh, shot from Defo.
It's gone right back. The Hunter's Fury's out from Chronicle, and they should know exactly where they are. It would look like a second tag. Sudakos manages to stay alive. Numbers so heavily in favor of Gambit.
And all 3 members of Vikings are congregated towards B main here. They've got the Sage Wall. Spike could potentially go down. And we've got 3 ultimates, Doug. This is still doable. This is still completely doable for Vikings.
Make me a believer, Vikings. Right now,
left.
things don't look great. Sadak gets the spike down, as you said. And they do, I mean, they do have the Viper's Pit and the Hunter's Fury, but they're so heavily outnumbered. And the res comes through. All right. So much for that. A 5v4. Advantage, Gambit still. And you see Saucy is playing far back. He's got that Hunter's Fury. Potter, this very well may be it. Gambit are going to have to take the fight to their laps. Okay, you've been able to take care of 1. You haven't taken care of the biggest problem that you've got here, though. It's getting better. FRZ drops. There's the Hunter's Fury, but Sudakos gets 2. Sudakos gets 2. I don't know that they're going to have enough for the defuse. It's just down to Saucy, though. Shadows goes right up and close. Shadows gets a 3rd. Chronicle
Is there
on the defuse. Gambit stay alive for yet another round.
1 minute or 1 second? Oh my goodness, that... A broken buy coming here for Vikings. FRZ's got an ultimate to play with, and there's a Bulldog on the board, and I've seen some funkier things. But I'll tell you, a Reyna ulti with a Bulldog can do some serious damage, so we'll see if that even ever comes to play, but it's certainly on the table for Vikings to mess with if they so choose.
Shout out to the observers, man. I was just wondering, like, can he see a foot? Like, is that there? But they drop off the X-ray just at the right time to calm everyone and let them know that it's safe passage for now. You mentioned the light buy, you mentioned the Bulldog in the hands of Saucy. And for Vikings, they've gotten this far up. Ooh, the dart was so good. Woo, boy! That's not the start that Gambit wanted.
He's gonna pick up the Phantom, and he has his ultimate. Oh, this
could be problematic. He still needs a kill, though, to heal up. Oh, boy!
That,
So, I mean, just clotheslined. His head was ripped off. But they somehow still make this a 2v3. They're still within fighting distance. My gosh, it's coming down to a 2v2. They still just have the Sheriff and the Bulldog to their name. The spike gets picked up. Chronicle and Redgar looking to avoid this for now, looking to potentially play another round, but Vikings, they have control. They have the spike. They only have 13 seconds, so, and I don't know that they're going to be able to easily make their way towards the plant site. The dart comes through. Sudakast is tagged. The swing out from Redgar, and Chronicle does it as well to fend things off for one more round, to stay alive, to live, at least live to fight one more.
we are on 9, but with how the second half started, I did not expect to be here, that's for sure.
No, I don't know that anyone did. Vikings, full buy, light armor in the hands of Saucy, but that's it. No ultimates to their name, while Gambit are much more fortunate in that they have the res and the Viper's Pit to work with. Vikings have made their way up to 410, but that's the easy part. It's the hard part that's before you.
Shadows gets pushed back by the drone. I don't think he even killed the drone there, actually. Okay, he did get it. Viper's Pit's gonna go down. This is definitely making Gambit second guess things. Or Vikings, rather, and Sudakast just walks perfectly into Defo's crosshair there.
And it felt like that was the game plan for Vikings all along, right? Cause some noise, draw out that Viper's Pit, and then flip the map. What they didn't account for was that Defo had taken space mid with that operator and was able to take care of the person who was supposed to be cutting off the rotations. Now we're going to end things up on B, and Defo continues to be a monster for Gambit. Vikings down to 3. Bladestorm on mine as well, not able to land the shots. We're down to a 3v3 here. FRZ's so weak though, Potter.
Spike planted.
And FRZ does get taken out in the middle of sight, and just like that, it's all down to Saucy. He's got 2 shock darts to his name, but he's gonna have to get some incredible shots off. Chronicle just being patient as ever, waiting for Shadows to catch back up. And this should just be a 3-man simple retake for Gambit. Oh no.
Unlucky. Unlucky. I mean, it still would have been...
Still would have been challenging.
Right, it would have been a bloody miracle.
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
let's call it what it is. It would have been insane. But
Almost
that dart
a checkmate.
didn't help.
Yeah,
Almost.
yeah. Dart certainly made it a checkmate-looking scenario, but man, Gambit, all of a sudden...
We've seen them down here before, and they've managed to pull it off. Vikings, do they have that mental fortitude? Do they have that experience to feel a game literally fall out from your fingertips and manage to snatch it back? Because right now, this Gambit train is full steam ahead.
Full steam ahead. Oh, I think that dart landed.
Out of my way.
Oh, no, never mind. Defo is able to smoke it off. And full steam ahead, but things have slowed down, at least in this round. That smoke is going to cut off line of sight for Redgar. That should allow some more seesawing to happen for Vikings, but this is looking like they want to go, Doug.
No shot. Nats,
Wait.
you creepy, you ratty son of a gun. Oh, he swings out and Sada cleans him up.
Spike is going to get planted top nest. We've seen this plant coming out from Vikings before. They love it. Their post plants at A have been pretty decent for them actually so far. So for Gambit, Redgar, he's got the res. I think they're going to want to go all left side together as a squad and get this res off. Oh, Oh, what a shot!
Defo, there's the res. As you predicted, Potter, Defo looking for more, and they're going to continue to push the forward. They have to avoid any sort of post-plant antics. Redgar on the defuse, gets it to half. Sudakas. Oh, Sudakas, is he going to get enough of a shot? No, he's not. Redgar gets the defuse. Gambit gets to 11.
Jeez Louise. I mean, imagine if Sudakas has...
But I can handle more spicy at this point, Potter.
You better get a glass of milk, Doug, because it's happening. We got one more round and a potential OT on the way.
Now look at this double op setup too. And they're both playing on A, and Shados and Defo. One looking up. Where, I mean, really nobody's peeking up right now. And then depending on how Sadak chooses to play this, he might have walked right into Defo's crosshair, but they both back up. And I really like this because Defo now is going to stay at A, and Shados can rotate towards B to help out if it is a B hit.
Yeah, both Sovas just trading the drones, making sure there's no weird shenanigans, no weird pushes in mid. And actually, the fact that Chronicle is able to break that drone so fast is probably making Vikings just a little bit more nervous than they want to be. But all 5 members, they're going to re-meet back towards A, and this has been it. This has been Vikings' bread and butter.
Well, I mean, the bread and the butter has not been good.
It hasn't, but at least they're getting the spike down.
That's true. That's true. We'll give him that. Vikings looking to avoid overtime here, looking to put Gambit away. Off in the hands of Defo. First shot not going to land. The slower pushes him back as well. As GTN and the rest of Vikings make their way onto the site. Different plant position here. Makes him more vulnerable to utility, but it doesn't seem to matter as the spike goes down. It's going to be a straight up 5v5 Potter for this thing, and Gambit seem to be holding up just fine as it all falls apart for Vikings. Gambit, what the heck? We're going to overtime. We're not done.
We are not done yet, Doug. Gambit do not want to lose. They do not want to go down without a fight. They're able to secure the last, and with all 4, just a pre-take on the tap, the spike's going down before the members of Vikings can even set up in any sort of a post plan. It's go time, baby. They're in there. They're trading.
Remaining.
And they come out on top.
And the momentum, you know, we talked about it at the half, like what the energy was like in the arena. You just heard probably the loudest pop-off from Gambit that I think we've benefit here for Brazil is, as you see, it was Gambit's defensive half that was so stalwart. But Gambit's attack left some to be desired. For Vikings, this might be exactly what they need.
Yeah, and I actually like this change of pace from Gambit. They are going real aggressive towards A. The drone's already been used. Oh, you can see Saucy. Oh, he's already used it, never mind. Thought he was holding on to that recon, but it's been used, and 2 defenders stuck backside here.
Wall goes up, wall goes down, and I think they saw Defo's shoelaces as he tried swinging around. Defo doesn't seem to mind. Gambit hold up just fine as Chronicle gets 3 there. And it all falls onto GTN, and GTN was never anywhere near the site. Yeah. Gambit should be able to take this lead here unless GTN just does some sort of absolutely insane performance.
Send him the energy. He's definitely wondering what the heck just happened to my team. They all died so fast. 1 versus 4. He does find Chronicle. Does a little bit of damage, but he's unable to find the kill very fast. And the spike gets taken away, Doug.
Yeah, there's just so much going against him at this moment, and it goes from bad to worse as you saw 3 members of Gambit start to walk up towards that Viper's wall, right? Like, it wasn't just the time. It was, hey, listen, we know where you are. We're not going to let you isolate these gunfights. We're all coming at you at once.
Yeah, tough scenes, tough scenes. Chronicle, where the heck did this 3-piece come from? Okay, so he's the one that planted the spike, turns around and finds 3 kills in the back of sight for himself.
That's not bad.
That is not bad at all.
That's not bad.
Buy that man a steak dinner after this one.
Together.
He's earned it. He has certainly earned it. Really, all of Gambit have earned it to go from where they were to this point, 1 round away from finishing things off. But as we mentioned, there's still 1 round to go. Gambit on the defensive side. They looked so good. They're going to have to do it 1 more time here in overtime to put Vikings away. But the Viking squad, this is just now, really, at the end of this map is where we've seen some weakness. They've been so consistent up until now. Defo's not able to land the shots with the op, the glass cannon, and you see some of that wear already. He had no armor to keep him healthy. He drops down to 86 HP.
What a peak coming in there for Sudakas to not get picked there. Just showing just barely an elbow.
Take flight.
And he gets away with his life. That's really good information coming over here for Vikings. A good tag as well. This should give Vikings all of that B main control. You can see it there. Defo, he's forced to dash away, and the A hit. It's coming. Shadows, he's all alone.
It's impending at this point. You wonder if there's trigger discipline, if you just wait it out, or if he spotted one. Oh, one! And he's going to be able to stay alive. He's able to dismiss the second! Shadows isn't done! Nats has shown up as well. It's all down to 2 members left on the side of Brazil to keep them alive, to keep this map going. Oh, but it goes from bad to worse. It's all over. Chronicle gets the last. The Masters 3 winners go from obituary to rebirth as they take care of Vikings and move on to the quarterfinals.
Wow, the 9 rounds in a row, Doug. 9 rounds in a row for Gambit to make that comeback happen in the 3rd map. They looked down and out. They looked completely out of it. And you know, we talked about the last time around, it took superstar hero moments to bring the whole squad back together. But it looked like it was a team unit, at least in those last 7 rounds, and that grind to make it back into OT. It took the entire team.
And Vikings, they crumbled. Let's call it what it is. They had it. They were at the finish line. Prize before them, and they weren't able to push it over. They crumbled when they needed to finish things the most. The one benefit for them is that they can learn from this. Their tournament run is not over, but that was a monumental collapse at an opportunity to upset Gambit.
It was, and you know, it's gonna be hard for the Viking guys